know you better than you know you at this point. I know everything about you, and you know that.
Why would I know? Right hand jab.
I'm bigger
He
than
couldn't
you.
catch up to me though. I'm bigger than you now though. I'm bigger than you now though. So none of that wrestling ain't gonna work this time. I promise you.
Ryan Garcia flatline on the canvas.
In this fight, Rolly, how do you see it like playing out?
Ryan Garcia flatline on the canvas. That's about it.
Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero trade fierce insults during a live call ahead of their highly anticipated upcoming showdown. However, ahead of his fight with Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero spoke confidently about his weight and fitness. He confirmed the bout would be at 147 pounds for the WBA title and said this weight felt more natural for him, unlike the 140-pound division where he often felt drained. He joked about his strong build, mentioning that his legs were big and making a playful comment about having 3 of them. When asked about cutting weight, he admitted he still had a lot to lose, but said he always stayed in good shape, adding that being black helped him always have abs. Rolly ended by declaring he would soon become a 3-time world champion.
I'm black. I always got abs.
The weight of this fight, is it a catch weight or it's a full 47?
147 is for the WBA.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure I saw something.
Rolly going to be not a 1, not a 2, but 3-time world champion.
47, this more of a natural weight for you?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I was drained at 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as bad as obviously 35, but
I mean, you see how big my legs are, and I got 3 of them.
How much weight are you having to cut down, bro?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. But you always seem like you're in pretty decent shape though.
I'm black. I always got abs.
Moreover, Jeff Mayweather shares his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia. He says it is a good matchup, mentioning that both fighters are friends and used to spar together in the gym, although he never saw it himself. Jeff believes it will be a great fight, explaining that Rolly has more of a puncher's chance, while Ryan is the more complete fighter with better skills. He adds that both have big punching power, making it a close and hard fight to pick.
That's a pretty good fight. They're both friends, and they used to spar with one another in the gym quite often, but unfortunately I wasn't there to see it. But still, I think that it's going to be a great fight. I think Rolly has more of a puncher's chance than I think Ryan is the more complete fighter with skills, but Rolly definitely has a puncher's chance. I mean, he's a very big puncher, and Ryan's a big puncher as well. So it's another one of those fights that is close to pick who's gonna win.
Jeff says he is choosing Rolly to win because of their friendship. When asked to put friendship aside and pick purely based on boxing skills, Jeff admits he would probably pick Ryan Garcia. He explains that Ryan's skills give him the edge in the fight. Jeff is honest in saying that if he looks only at boxing ability, Ryan seems like the better choice to come out as the winner.
I'm going with Rolly because I know him and he's a friend of mine. So.
Okay, so pretend you don't know him and he's not a friend of yours. On boxing skills alone, boxing knowledge alone, who would you pick to be the winner?
I would pick probably Ryan.
Jeff also speaks about how Ryan's speed could impact the fight. He says Ryan has extremely fast hands and a powerful left hook, calling it Ryan's bread and butter. Jeff warns that if Rolly does not have a plan to block or avoid that left hook, he will be in serious trouble. He ends by saying he is standing by his loyalty to Rolly, but admits that anything can happen in the fight.
I think Ryan has extremely fast hands, and he has a tremendous left hook. And that's his bread and butter. So, gotta look. If Rolly doesn't have a plan to get out of the way or block that hook,
he's in trouble.
He's in deep trouble.
All right. So your prediction is?
Well, I mean, my prediction is that I'm going with my friendship, I guess.
All right, you know, that's what we love about you, Jeff, your loyalty.
So, yeah, I guess maybe I might be wrong, but I might be right.
Now we get it.
Who knows? We'll see.
However, Rolly Romero says he sees Ryan Garcia getting knocked out cold in their upcoming fight. When asked how he expects the fight to play out, Rolly simply says Ryan will be left flatlined on the canvas, with nothing special or complicated happening before that moment. He shows full confidence in scoring a knockout, without predicting a specific round or detailed sequence of events, just believing it will end with Ryan going to sleep.
Ryan Garcia flatline on the canvas.
In this fight, Rolly, how do you see it like playing out?
Ryan Garcia flatline on the canvas. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing like extraordinary. Like no complete like. Oh, this is gonna happen in this round. Is this gonna like? No, just sleeping.
Yeah,
Good
you're,
night.
You're confident in a knockout.
Yeah.
When asked if his confidence comes from seeing holes in Ryan's game or because of their fighting styles, Rolly hints at something deeper. He tells Marcos to pay close attention to every interaction he and Ryan have had, especially over the last 2 years, suggesting that those moments reveal something important about how the fight will unfold and why he believes so strongly in the outcome.
Is it because you see like Ryan with like a lot of holes in his game, or like I don't know, just because of the styles that you and him both have, like you guys are both going to come at each other, or where's that coming from?
Marcos, I'm gonna tell you something.
Yep. What's up?
Pay attention to every interaction that me and Ryan has had.
Okay.
Especially over the last few years, let's say 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll change your whole perspective on everything.
Moreover, Showbiz the Adult shares his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, saying that Roelli can beat Ryan because everyone has a puncher's chance, but he believes Ryan seems more focused and solid right now. When asked who the puncher is in the fight, he surprisingly picks Ryan, saying he has seen both fighters in the same room staring each other down and notices Ryan is much bigger than Roelli. Showbiz explains that after Roelli leaves, Ryan speaks to his father, pointing out that Roelli no longer seems big compared to him, and his father agrees, reminding Ryan that he has outgrown Roelli since their childhood sparring days.
You think Rolly can beat Ryan? Can? Yeah, of course. Everybody got a puncher's chance. I just think that Ryan Garcia right now seems to be focused and solid. Who's the puncher in that fight? Ryan, believe it or not. And I saw both of them in the same room, staring each other down. Ryan is so much bigger than Rolly. Let me give you some insight. When Rolly left, Ryan was still there. And I heard him say to his father, I think, he said, he's not big anymore, right? Like, I'm bigger than him. And they said, yeah, you are. It was obvious Ryan was bigger. But he looked and was like, because it's almost like he hasn't sized himself up against him since they were kids sparring, where Rolly was bigger than him then. So when they stood up against each other, Ryan was like, wait, he doesn't seem that big. And they were like, no, you're bigger than him. Ryan was obviously bigger.
Fernando Vargas says he is picking Ryan Garcia to win the fight. He explains that he believes Ryan will finish the fight early and does not think it will go past 6 rounds.
The first one, Ryan versus Rolly. What do you think?
I got Ryan.
Yeah, you gotta go with Ryan. Which way?
By knockout.
By knockout, what round?
I don't think it goes past 6.
Gervonta Davis talks about the upcoming fight between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero, saying that while it's not crazy to think Rolly could pull off an upset, it's still a tough challenge. He predicts someone will definitely get knocked out in the fight. When asked who hits harder, Gervonta acknowledges that both fighters have power, but gives credit to Rolly, saying people underestimate him. He mentions that Rolly may not have the best chin, as he's been caught before, but when Rolly lands a punch, it feels like bricks. Gervonta adds that Rolly is the only fighter he's faced where it truly felt like getting hit with something heavy.
Can Rolly pull off an upset against Ryan?
Can Rolly pull off the upset?
Yeah, do you think
I don't want to say that's crazy, but yeah, hopefully, bro. Hopefully, for the sake of Rolly, he pull it off. But it's gonna be a good fight. No,
Someone's gonna get
you
knocked
think?
out.
Huh?
Someone's gonna get knocked out.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody get knocked out.
Who hit a little harder though? Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? Because they both clearly.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard.
Yeah.
People be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously, I don't know how to say that, obviously, but yeah, if he don't got no chin now, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. When he's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was in blood.
Mikey Garcia expresses excitement about the upcoming fight, saying it's an exciting matchup. He confirms he'll be there and believes Rolly Romero will bring the fight, as he always does. However, Mikey still thinks Ryan Garcia will win, predicting Ryan will catch Rolly and likely stop him. While Mikey believes Ryan will win, he acknowledges that Rolly is aggressive, always coming forward and throwing punches, making it a competitive fight for as long as it lasts.
I mean, we're excited because it's a exciting matchup.
You're gonna be there, obviously.
Yeah, we'll be there. And I know Rolly's gonna come to fight because he always does. I still think Ryan is gonna win. I think he's gonna catch him, and he'll probably catch Rolly's and probably win. But Rolly's is down. He's aggressive. He's down to fight. He ain't afraid.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that too.
All right. Who do you got with that fight?
I think Ryan. I think Ryan catches him and wins. I think he probably stops him. He can probably stop him. But for as long as the fight lasts, Rolly's is in the fight. You know, he's always gonna be aggressive, coming forward, throwing punches and shit. So
Robert Garcia shares his excitement for the upcoming fight, mentioning that both fighters are big and strong, making it a badass matchup at 147 pounds. He expresses his admiration for Ryan Garcia, calling him great and skilled. However, Robert also gives credit to Rolly Romero, saying that Rolly is a good showman who knows how to build up a fight. He adds that he's looking forward to the showdown between the two.
no, they're both big and strong, so it's gonna be a badass fight. 147.
And lastly, Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero.
Can't wait for that one, bro. I love Ryan. He's great. He's good. But Rolly is also a good fucking showman. You know, he knows how to build up a fight too. So can't wait for that one.
Andrew Tate forecasts that Ryan Garcia's lightning-fast speed will make him a formidable contender. Drawing from his own experience in the ring, Tate explains that the fighters who are most dangerous are the ones whose punches you can't anticipate. While showing respect for all the fighters, Tate particularly admires Garcia, whom he calls a close friend, and offers his well wishes to everyone involved, hoping they have a successful and profitable experience. However, Tate underscores that Garcia's remarkable quickness makes him a significant threat, noting that the punches that land unexpectedly are the ones that truly cause damage.
Bro, I don't want to disrespect anyone. I want to wish everybody the absolute best. I hope everybody gets in there, has a great time, leaves happy, healthy, a little bit richer. But Ryan's quick, man. I'll just tell you something. Like, I remember from my fight days, I'm a bit old now, but I'm scared of the guy whose hands you can't see. Those are the ones to be afraid of.
Because they're all good fighters, but Ryan's clearly your favorite.
They're all fantastic fighters. Ryan and I are good friends, you know, so we have a personal relationship there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to wish disrespect on anybody. Or I don't want to jinx anybody. I just hope everybody has a great time. But I think when you can't see it coming.
Paulie Malignaggi calls the potential fight between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero interesting, pointing out that Rolly's performances can be inconsistent. He references a sparring session between Ryan and Rolly available on YouTube where Ryan appeared to be strong. Malignaggi also notes that Ryan faces pressure in his return to the ring, with expectations high for his performance. The situation becomes even more intriguing with Devin Haney fighting on the same card, especially if Ryan and Haney meet at the weigh-in, despite not being scheduled to fight each other.
Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo, and they're going to do a show in the middle of Times Square.
Yeah. Putting Ryan on there is kind of smart, you know, that's right there. But then it's a solid match. Listen, Rolly and Ryan's an interesting fight because Rolly's hit or miss, bro. Rolly sometimes looks like where'd you find this guy off the corner, but sometimes he performs. There's a sparring session with Ryan and Rolly on YouTube where it looks like Rolly's doing pretty well in there. I'm curious about that fight. Rolly's back against the wall. He's got to perform. Everybody's curious about Ryan coming back. You got Devin Haney on the undercard against Ramirez. He's in court with Ryan. What happens if they cross paths at the weigh-in, even though they're not fighting each other? You know, like solid card.
Abel Sanchez discusses Ryan Garcia's advantages, highlighting that Ryan is the bigger, stronger, faster fighter with more power. He emphasizes how much larger Ryan looks compared to Rolly Romero and believes that Ryan's size and power will play a crucial role in the outcome of the fight. Sanchez also mentions that Rolly hasn't shown significant growth since his recent fights, remaining largely the same fighter, and expresses uncertainty about who Rolly is currently training with.
Ryan is the bigger, stronger, faster, bigger puncher. Ryan looks huge compared to Rolly. And I think that size and the power is going to be the difference. I think that Rolly is not really developed from, say, four or five fights ago. He's still the same guy. I don't know who he's working with now.
Abel Sanchez further explains that Ryan Garcia is the more skilled fighter with the power to support his abilities, noting that Ryan hits much harder than Rolly Romero. He emphasizes that Ryan's size will also be a key factor in the fight, predicting that Ryan will likely win within 6 or 7 rounds.
Ryan's a little more, I think, more skilled.
Yeah.
And he's got the power, man. He can crack. Rolly doesn't come close to cracking like Ryan. And Ryan thinks he's got the size, so he's gonna, I think it'll be 6-7 rounds for Ryan.
George Kambosos acknowledges that although he has had his differences with Ryan Garcia, their upcoming fight will be an interesting one. He predicts that Ryan will likely knock out Rolly Romero, but adds that the build up to the fight will be entertaining, as Rolly loves to talk and isn't always the sharpest. Kambosos mentions their sparring history, which could give Ryan confidence, but notes that Rolly performed well in some sparring sessions, suggesting there could be areas where Rolly might have an advantage. He concludes by saying it will be intriguing to see how the fight plays out in the fall.
Garcia, Rolly, as much as I've had my shit back and forth with Ryan, it'll be an interesting fight. Not style-wise, I think Ryan will probably knock him out. I think the lead-up is going to be fun. Rolly's, he loves to talk. He's not very smart. His IQ's not very smart, so I think it's going to be a funny lead-up. And we'll see in the fight, but again, they got history sparring. That always brings confidence. You see the sparring, Rolly look good in the sparring sessions that they put out there. You don't know, that there, you might have an edge on him somewhere. So.
Eddie Hearn praises the younger generation of fighters like Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez, emphasizing that they are all major names in the sport and are engaged in real, meaningful matchups. While he admires Rolly Romero and acknowledges him as a great character, Hearn ultimately predicts that Ryan Garcia will take control and defeat Rolly in their upcoming fight.
That younger generation, Ryan Garcia, huge name. Devin Haney, huge name. Teofimo Lopez, huge name. And do you know what? What I like about it as well, they're all in real fights. You know, I think, I love Rolly. I think he's a great character, but I think Ryan will deal with him well.
Teofimo Lopez shares his thoughts on the upcoming fight between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero, calling it a great matchup with an intriguing storyline for Rolly. He notes that they will likely fight at 147 pounds, pointing out that Rolly is a big guy with power, while Ryan possesses a dangerous right hook. Teofimo picks Ryan to win, explaining that Rolly hasn't been very active since his last fight and was stopped in a way that could affect him. While acknowledging that Rolly still has power and could land a big shot on Ryan, Teofimo ultimately believes Ryan will come out on top.
I think right now they're probably going to announce a lot of fights to be finalized. That's my opinion on that. However, I think that it's a great matchup. I think it's a good storyline for Rolly as well. And I think they're going to fight at 47.
Yeah. Rolly's a big dude. Obviously he has that power. Ryan has that right hook.
Yep.
So who do you got?
I got Ryan. I got Ryan Garcia.
Why?
Yeah, I just think that from that fight and since then, he hasn't been fighting for that long of a period and then being stopped the way he was. I think he might be changing trainers, or he might still be with Salas, but even then, but I think it's going to be a great matchup. I think Ryan needs to be careful with Rolly's punching power, because Rolly still got power, man, and definitely could do something to Ryan with those shots.
Kenny Ellis, the coach of Gervonta Davis, expressed his belief that Ryan Garcia could beat both Rolly Romero and Pitbull Cruz. However, he noted that he thinks Pitbull Cruz would give Garcia more trouble than Rolly would.
I don't know, man. I mean, I think Rolly would beat either one of them. I'm sorry. Garcia would beat either one of them.
Garcia.
But I think Pitbull will give him more problems than Rolly, though.
Ellis also forecasted that Ryan Garcia might land a knockout in the 4th or 5th round, or potentially sooner. He stressed that Garcia would start the fight aggressively, applying pressure from the beginning. Ellis highlighted that Garcia has the ability to pressure any opponent, even someone like Tank, and would bring that same relentless intensity to every fighter in his division.
4th or 5th round knockout. if not earlier.
Wow.
You know,
so
Ryan, the first 2 rounds, Ryan gonna jump on your ass, man. He will jump on you. I don't care who you are. He jumped on Tate, you know? If you can jump on Tate, you can jump on anybody in the lightweight division.
Blair Cobbs playfully shared his wish for a double knockout in the fight, joking that he'd love to see both Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero knocked out at the same time. He humorously imagined what it would be like if he were to face both of them at once, claiming he'd knock them both out and have them lose teeth in the process. So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.